Okay, so recording is now live. I am doing a training session with Chapter Serf from Smashboards. So I am recording it as usual. The room is up, sir. You're allowed to use customs if you want. Right now I'm just using default. I don't care if you use any customs or whatever you want. Doesn't bother me. I'll probably switch to Speed Thunder at some point, but for now I'm just playing default. Okay. Nope. Okay, you gotta stop double jumping immediately as soon as you get hit. That's gonna get you hit out of your double jump so frequently. Like that. Ah, just out of range. Oop. Ah, shit. I will say immediately, you're one of the few people I've seen who actually uses Elwind like I do. Which is, like, as a defense from above.
Only by 2.
What do you mean?
I was talking to my dad. He's sitting here watching me get pulverized.
I see.
Did I actually manage to hit you with the meteor smash aspect of Elwind towards the end there?
Yeah.
You still came back.
Yeah, I just meteor canceled. Like, I was fairly high up when it happened, and Elwind is not that strong a meteor.
So does up air somehow beat down air? Because I noticed I was below you. You were below me. I was above you. I tried to down smash in the air. You up smashed. You won.
Yeah, up air will definitely out disjoint down air. It's got a lot more reach and starts up faster.
Well, this is going to be fun. I didn't know you could do this. I have so much trouble actually pulling that off.
What? The jab?
The firefight, the attack, smash. A lot of times I tend to do that way too often. Especially against compies. It's like I'll just be panicking, trying to attack, and nope, I do the waste your Elwind move.
Yeah, just 3 rhythmic taps. It's fairly easy once you take a little time to practice it.
That lag.
Ah, I should have gotten hit by that.
Is foxtrotting useful for Robin?
No. No, her initial dash animation is much too long, and it doesn't really give you any benefit.
Even for as pokey as she is?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't make you go any faster, so you might as well just run.
Oh, I thought it did help you. I thought it did help speed.
Not really. Maybe very slightly, but not enough for it to be worth it. If you want to go faster, you just jump. Because her airspeed is better than her ground speed. Oh. Alright, we'll just ignore that for now.
Oops. Oops.
Let me get that out of here. Remember, you can mash out of Nosferatu, like any other grab. Laptop died, you said?
Yeah, I had to run and get my charger.
Gotcha.
That and air.
Yeah, neutral air is really good.
It doesn't seem, I mean, it seems like it doesn't really seem like the type of attack that would be. Oops. But somehow it is.
Yeah, it's the angle that it sends on mainly. It's like almost completely horizontal. A lot of characters can't really deal with coming back from it. Robin especially. Robin has a hard time coming back from her own nair.
Whoops. I was not looking at the right Robin. I need to change the color. So what exactly is the difference between arc fire and firewall?
Firewall goes nearly completely vertical. Does not have a hitbox until it hits the ground. Once it ignites, it does 2 hitboxes of 7% each that are single hit. I'll show you it after this one.
What's the other fire special?
It's Arc Fire Plus, and it sucks. It makes it go like really horizontal, so it shoots really far, but it moves pretty slowly. Doesn't burn; it just has an explosion. It's, the angle on it makes it pretty useless. Just because if they're far enough away for you to actually hit them with Arc Fire Plus, they have more than enough time to react.
Seems that only the Thoron specials are really any worth any.
Yeah, but besides Firewall and like maybe Geisha, I think most of the other customs are not very worth it.
Why can I not recover on this thing? It seems like I get somewhere like near the engine of the ship, and it's like, you know, I grab from farther away on other courses, but like I don't grab on this one.
Yeah, the ledge isn't as forgiving.
Okay, I really need to stop using that attack. I don't know where it got into my head to use down air like that. I should have seen that one coming.
Yeah, probably. Okay, some comments. First, the double jump thing that I talked about. You need to not double jump. Like, every time I hit you, you immediately double jump as soon as you can act. Don't do that. You'll get hit out of it constantly. You seem to be uncomfortable playing the close range game with Robin at all. Like, I spent most of that match just, like, running at you, basically. Because every time I did, rather than try to stop me from doing so with jab or forward tilt or down tilt, you would just try to roll away and charge Thunder, which isn't really going to get you anywhere. Because if Robin can chase you down, damn near any other character in the game can chase you down. So you gotta be willing to press that jab button and stop me from just running at you.
Alright.
Other stuff, down air is just bad. Like, don't bother using down air. It's not a good move. There are occasional situations where you should down air because Elwind will not get the job done. Like, in the water on Delfino, for example, or something like that. But generally speaking, don't bother with down air. It's really slow, and you're usually better off just going for Elwind instead of down air. And the reason I hit you with that Thoron is because you double jumped immediately, which meant you didn't have it to avoid it.
Does charging smashes expend the 11 sword durability any more or less?
No. No, you get 8 swings with 11 sword regardless of if you hit or miss, or however charged the attack is. The correct answer here is to do nothing. Because if you approach me, I will up air you.
Up air. Oh, was that your bloody book?
Yes, it was my book.
I have a lot of trouble sometimes recovering the books.
Maybe
it's just not counting, or... And it takes me, oh, I lost the book all of a sudden. Yeah, I gotta go grab the book.
Do you know how to Z-catch?
No.
If you jump and press either an air dodge button or a grab button, while you're next to the item, you'll pick it up without going into an animation. Which makes it a lot easier to grab it out of the air. You can also, of course, tell when your book is going to break because it'll start flashing.
Yeah, I do notice that.
And it starts flashing with 1 use left for Nosferatu. Thunder, it starts flashing when you're at 75% of the tome, which is either 1 Thoron, 1 Arc Thunder. I think you can get 2 L Thunders with that much. Elwind starts flashing when you have 4 full wind slashes left. So that 1 use of up B takes 2. So you get 2 more recoveries after you see it start flashing.
Okay. I've actually never really had a problem with Elwind. Maybe I just don't use it enough, or it's...
I generally don't have too much trouble with it either. Like, you have to be fighting an opponent who really, really knows how to exploit your recovery and keep you off stage. Good Sheiks will give you problems with that. There's a number of other characters. Basically, any character that can keep you on the ledge will put stress on your Elwind. But otherwise, you generally shouldn't run into too many situations where you'll actually break it. Like, I use it a lot defensively, so I break it probably once or twice a game if I'm having a really good stock, but otherwise, no.
Wait, how did you just pop the fire bit like that?
That's just the third hit of the jab.
I didn't even see the first two then.
Yeah, I did them, they just whiffed.
Oh. Owned by the stage.
Have you played on Halberd before?
Yeah, I played on it a lot during Brawl.
Yeah, you to jump into that then. That was coming forever.
So in your mind, where do you think Robin will end up on the tier lists?
Upper end of mid tier, I would say. Has some struggle matchups with top tiers, but is otherwise a solid character.
Yeah, that's my suspicion too. Though I tend to be a little more pessimistic. But then all I have to do is think about like the regular bottom tiers, like Ganondorf and Zelda.
Yeah, she's not anywhere near that bad.
Really?
Though I think Ganondorf is actually probably the best.
Ganondorf is a lot better from his Brawl days. He was pretty bad in Brawl.
Yeah.
He had like the range of Kirby and the speed of DK and the power of a tank, but that was about it. He had no range.
Oh, he had decent range, but his problem was just his dash speed was so awful, and so much of his moves were just punishable.
You know who's really a lot better, I think, this game is Link.
Yeah, I would say he's a solid mid-tier in this game, as opposed to Brawl, where he was just close to worthless. Yeah, down air is not going to beat up air.
Is that just normal or just for Robin? Robin versus Robin?
There are some down airs that might beat Robin's up air, but Robin's up air has so much disjoint that you really can beat almost everything with it.
Okay, that just raises an interesting point that I've never noticed that Crom actually spawns right behind Robin.
Yeah.
If someone is standing directly behind Robin when that happens, do they get hit?
I have no idea. I almost never play with items on. I've hit with Crom like twice, I think.
I have trouble hitting with him, but then again, that's probably because the computer cheats.
Yeah, level 9s are silly. Just have frame-perfect reaction times. Well, they don't react at all, because they're computers. Make sure to turn items off this time. While we're in the settings menu. Night, Dad.
Yeah, I killed the items.
Cool. I've only got time to play for another 25 minutes or so, and then I gotta go to sleep because I gotta work in the morning.
Alright. And maybe you want to do some other matches instead of just me.
Well, it's mainly the fact that it's coming up on 1 a.m. here, and I have to work at 10, so...
Not too many places are actually ahead of me.
I'm on the east coast of Canada.
Ah. God. I cannot come back as soon as you get that momentum going. It's just like, why do I even bother trying?
Well, it's just, I know how to cover most of your options. Like, that's one of Robin's big strengths, is covering and trapping landings with the Levin sword. So, like, as soon as you double jump, you have very, very few options that actually let you get around me. So, that's why I tell you that you gotta save it, because you need to mix it up. Like, right there, as soon as you jumped, you had no way to get away from that up there.
The other problem that I have is, it's like, I get you in the arc fire, and it's like, the whole ending animation lag is not enough time. I don't, you know, everyone says, oh, the bed and broader is arc fire into forward air.
Yeah. Well,
and it's like, I can't do that. I hit you with arc fire, and he's standing there dancing around for half an hour, and by the time he's done dancing, the person he's there, somehow manages to just completely roll right out of it.
Robin's hitbox is skinny enough that if you get hit by arc fire and you're not, like, directly inside it, you can just DI away and she'll fall out before the last hit, which makes it hard to follow up on.
Well, even other than just Robin, like other characters in general, maybe it's just because the computer is a cheating bastard and like can you know, basically read your button inputs 3 seconds before you actually put them in there. And there's no way that they should be able to like perfectly dodge your final smash by like a pixel, but they do it anyways. Like, how did that miss you? Oh, you're a computer, you cheated. That was not the thing.
Yeah, you just don't want to be above Robin at all, because if you're up there, then that means you're dealing with up air.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should change that from the nair lines to the up air lines.
No, they're both really good moves, but up air lines doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well. But I guess it makes a little more sense since, you know, planes are up in the air. But
Yeah. So what are some some of the stages that Robin should steer clear of and Robin is at home at? They say Final Destination / Omega stages are pretty bad for Robin.
yeah, have you read my my guide on stages?
Not yet. I thought last time I saw there was still some research going on, but that was like when I first joined.
Oh, that might be the big guide that I was starting work on, because my stage guide is already complete, which you can find in the forums. I forget if I have it stickied or if you might have to look for it, but it should show up in the guide section, and I talk about all of her stages and everything. Yeah, the big three that I prefer are Delfino, Skyloft, and Woohoo Island, if they're legal in your region. After that, it's stuff like Lilac Cruise. Battlefield's good against most characters. I like Town City, too. Town City's great.
That's this one, right?
Yeah. Ones to avoid, Congo, Final Destination, and Omega's Castle Siege, I would say, are my three I dislike the most.
Ironic on the Castle Siege.
Yeah. I mean, your stage isn't always good for you. Spacey's hated Lilac Cruise in every single game because their recoveries suck on it. Yeah, you probably would have made it back from that if you pivoted your Elwind, like you were still facing the wrong direction.
Oh!
Oh, that'll kill me. Yeah.
You were only at 87.
Yeah, you've got rage, though. That and I was off stage, so much closer to the blast zone.
Did I just stop your Arc Thunder with a Thunder?
Yeah. Any level of Thunder can clank Robin's other projectiles, so you can clank Thunder with L Thunder or Arc Thunder. The only one you can't clank with is Thoron, which will go through any of the other levels.
But yet the Psychopath can still just stick it in his pocket.
Yes. Yes, he can. Amusingly, Wario can also eat Thunder.
Alright, we should just stop asking questions.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me either. Like, he just eats the entire beam, and you're just kind of sitting there looking at him and going, Wario, you're not supposed to eat that. I mean, he doesn't heal from it, but he does eat it.
So who do you think's gonna get the top position, Diddy Kong or Sheik?
Probably Diddy Kong. He's too easy. Like, If Sheik was easier than he was, or like had an easier time getting a kill, then it might be a closer call. But I think Diddy is just too reliable.
You know who really fell was Meta Knight.
Yeah, well, I mean, they kind of took away half of his sword, so I'm not exactly surprised.
I think Martha's also gonna fall too.
Yeah, I used to play
half his sword.
I used to play Marth in Brawl, and I just dropped him completely. He's not the same at all.
So does that what's his name? Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Face? He doesn't show up on the Omega version.
Ah. So what do you think about them taking out ledge grabbing?
You mean like...
How I could just sit here like this for 3 hours and you could never grab the edge again.
Oh, yeah. Initially, it seemed weird to me, and I wasn't sure how it was going to play out, but I really like it, honestly. I think it makes the ledge play a lot more interesting than the other Smash games.
What? He's Canadian.
I know he is, but he says it differently.
My mom is making fun of your accent.
Well, I mean, everybody has their own regional accents.
Ah! I will not die to you. Okay, maybe I will.
Yeah, you used your double jump, so you were pretty helpless for that.
It's going to be so hard for me to break that habit. I've probably been double jumping like that since 64.
Yeah, that's one of the most common and difficult to break habits, is using your double jump too quickly. It's also one of the easiest to exploit.
Like, you know, if I hadn't been thinking about it, I probably would have double jumped from that instead of just forcing myself to land on the edge like that. And there I did it again.
Yeah.
What will cause Robin to lose the charge of Thoron?
If she gets hit, is the only way you'll lose it.
So, like, I have it right now. I should not have it anymore. Well,
I mean, you'll lose it when you die, but if you get hit while you're charging it, or, like, before the hitbox comes out, if you try to cast it, then,
I've noticed that if I'm, like, if I'm about to... This is something you notice when you notice that the CPU is a cheater. You know, I'll have hit B, but she won't have flung it out yet, and I'll get hit, and then I'll lose it, but I won't have actually cast it. I'll be like maybe in the middle of the casting.
yeah, that's normal. That's how it's supposed to work. If you get hit before the spell comes out completely, you lose the charge.
Now, I sometimes I see a tip. It says, like, if Thoron, it always flashes up really fast. I never have a chance to read it, actually take a look at it. But it says, like, if you hold Thoron, something about holding Thoron longer, is it referring to just holding the B and charging up to Thoron, or if you're actually firing Thoron and you're holding B while you're letting it go, does that do more damage?
Yes. It's talking about after you fire the actual beam. I'll show you quickly. Alright, just let me demonstrate. Okay. So I'll hit you with it so I can show you the damage, and then I'll just kill myself. So if you just fire it without holding the button, it does 10%.
Yeah.
And the recovery animation on it is pretty quick. Like, she doesn't do anything special.
Yeah.
If you hold the button, it does 17 or 18.
And I did see that she was hovering a little more.
Yeah, she like twirls the sword around a little bit, so it takes longer. But basically, you want to hold B like that every time, because there's almost no downside. Really, the only time you don't hold B to get the extra damage is if they're, like, right in front of you, and you, like, need to not have the extra recovery time. Then you just do the quick one. But yeah. You want to always be getting the extra damage like that. You can do it with Speed Thunder as well. I don't think it adds damage, though. It just makes the beam last a little longer.
Well, I held it that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't add extra damage for Speed Thunder. On Slow Thunder, it takes it from, like, 18 base to a total of 33, I think.
Like right there, you see, I wanted to go in and combo, and I completely abandoned the book. And that is one of the biggest problems that I'll have, is like, I'll be launching a Thunder, and it's like, I want to go in for the combo, and I abandon the book.
Well, in that case, you wouldn't have been able to grab it anyway, because if your book breaks underneath a battlefield platform, you can't grab it before it hits the ground, which means it's just going to disappear anyway.
Thanks. No. Do you think ranged Gnosis is any worth it at all?
Probably not. I'm still planning on experimenting with Geisha a little bit to see if that's any good, but I don't think ranged Nos. I mean, like, you can do the Arc Fire into Distant Nos combo, which is not bad, but you can still mash out of it pretty quickly, so it doesn't get you a lot of damage compared to just following it up with basic stuff like forward air or up air. So I think generally I would say it's not worth it. Default Nosferatu is the best in most situations. I'm gonna mess around with the other one and see if it's any good besides that.
How do you deal with people like Kirby who can just do this under
You can just crouch.
under Thorin all day long?
I mostly just use it for punishing them rather than just as an actual zoning tool. So, like, I'll hit him in the recovery of other animations so that he can't just duck underneath it.
Does Nose go through shields?
Yes, it's command grab, so you can't shield it. You can spot dodge it if your timing is good.
I have yet to hit anyone in the air with Nose. I just cannot do it. How did you catch the book?
The Z catching thing I told you about, where you just press air dodge before it hits you.
Dope.
Yeah, your answer there was to jump out, but even that was kind of dangerous since I could chase you
You would
without
have just
there.
gone into up air.
Yeah. Either jump out or shield. Just sitting there in your shield was probably the safest thing to do.
I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking I could, like... But I don't think you can roll dodge yourself into oblivion like that.
No.
So do you have time for one more or no?
Yeah, I've got time for one more.
Alright.
Oh, the poor guy go to bed. It's 1 o'clock in the morning and he's got to work.
I'm a bit of a night owl. It's no big deal. Like, I normally stay up pretty late, so this isn't that big a deal. Oh, I'm using Slow Thoron, by the way, now.
Okay.
Oh, be hard on him.
That was weird. There was like a delay, and maybe it was just some lag or something. Ow. You've only got one use of a slow Thoron, right?
Yeah.
And that time I was able to actually move while you were still caught in the fire. I don't know why, though. Now, I don't think I had used my 11 sword enough, but I was still just did the normal, I just still used the bronze sword for some reason.
What controller are you playing on?
GameCube.
Did you use the C-stick?
Yeah, I used the C-stick.
The only reason that should happen if you're using the C-stick is you hit it on a diagonal. I find the diagonal can be a little touchy and give you the bronze sword sometimes. But as long as you have it like straight up, straight down, straight left, straight right, it should give you the 11 sword aerial.
Alright.
I think it might also be an interaction with the control stick. Like if you're already holding up on the control stick and do up on the C-stick, I don't think it gives you 11.
Okay.
Anyway, good games. I will upload the videos probably sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
Alright.
Thanks a lot for your time.
No problem, dude. Have a good night.
You too.